afternoon. Today is the day I talk about souls amongst us. Um, it's this one is really hard to describe because I kind of missed a few things here. One evening I was watching TV and it was about 1:30 in the morning because I'm a night owl. Anyway, all everything was locked up for the night. The few lights on that in the house that I needed were on, and I heard the door creak. Now, I know I had shut the door earlier and locked it, and the outside screen was up a little bit, but not much. But it was just because it was so hot here. The outside was terrible. So I thought, I will just close the door now. It was a little bit early. And the door began to creak a little bit. And I'd mentioned to my husband before, like, you might want to oil that. Like, it creaks a lot when it wants to open. And of course, time went by and I never did get it oiled. But the next thing I knew, it had creaked again. And I was like, I'm not sure about this. So then I was like, with the rattling outside and the winds, your mind can take you a million places, right? And it's like, are there raccoons in the garbage? Is there somebody there? I mean, really, it's not a high break and enter area, but it could have been. And so, anyway, I waited until the third time and I didn't have to wait too much longer because the door blew open. And when it did, standing there looking at me at my door was a female deer. Very skinny, scrawny little thing, and proper size probably for her age, but she was starving and I couldn't just leave her there. So of course I had to scrounge some stuff and get her fed. And it was almost as if it was the souls or her protectors that actually flew the door open. It wasn't the wind because the window wasn't open that far. Um, the door never opens on its own anyway. It's just very light to unlock and open. But this time it was unlocked and it did open. It flew open actually. And I was like, afterwards, I was like, I hope this fills your belly, honey, because I can't think of any other reason why you would be there and why the door would unlock. And this just happened like 2 weeks ago. And I was like, geez, I've got to watch for that a little bit more closely. So as the days went on, I never really thought about it, but I thought because this poor deer was so scrawny, not with a herd, did not have any babies around, it just made me wonder, why did you come to my door to be fed, A, and B, like, was it your power that actually blew the door open? Was it a gust of wind saying, you need to come here? So, of course, being the empath I am, I kind of decided that I'll pay attention to the surroundings of outside. The things that we don't think about, but yet the winds, the butterflies, the animals, they also have souls that watch over them, right? So I think they just homed in on a place where they were like, one's still up and one will feed you for sure. And it happened. So I was more than happy to get the female deer fed and on its way. But a few nights after that, the next week, there was, I thought, a hurricane outside. I really did, because everything was binging and banging outside, and we were supposed to have some type of a hurricane coming by, kind of like a wind and high rains, and it didn't happen. It showed on the map that our province was actually surrounded with no elements at all. The other provinces were. We were not. So kind of a blessing for us, I guess. And anyway, I thought about it and thought, do I call hubby to wake up and come with me, or do I brave this alone? Like, I don't know where to go with this. But anyway, I listened for a few seconds longer and I thought, you know, be brave, take one for the team. So I did. I opened the door and lo and behold, there were 5 baby raccoons outside. Again, hungry as they could probably be. Um, and they were the cutest things. So, of course, I could not feed them because that's just me. I mean, I have bird sanctuaries. I have a big field where the deer come if they get hit by cars, um, where cats come to recover if they're hit. So this was nothing new that I would have animals at the door, except these relatively newborns that were very tiny. So I did. I fed them and kind of played with them on the other side of the door, on my side, and they were very um, playful. And the next night I watched them and they did come back. And when they did, I decided I'm going to see if I can do something with these raccoon babies. And because I don't know, is because their mom wasn't there. So I don't know, did a car hit that and run that over? I have no idea. But I just knew I didn't want the baby starving to death. They're too beautiful to injure. I mean, they're God's creatures too. And so anyway, I did look for them. And as soon as I heard a little rattle, then I went right out, opened the door, and could see them through the glass window. And I played with them at the door. So then I decided I would let them feed again. And it was so hilarious because if you've ever had raccoons around, you know they grunt, they fight amongst themselves, and it sounds like a World War III going on outside your door. Anyway, I was more than elated to find out they had come back and because they were so hungry. So I did feed them. And then I just blankly said, like, 2 of them were arguing so bad and fighting over one cracker. It was like, no, 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 you can't do that. Bad. And as soon as I said the word bad, it was like heads down, 2 of them. And I was like, have you got that? Did you understand that? So I thought, you know what? I think they're very teachable. I mean, I know somebody across the street from me had a pet raccoon from birth and very, very good, wonderful pet, really. He said he was very, not opinionated, very knowledgeable in its commands. So once he had worked with it. He said it was really good. Like you could go up and pat him, and he would just tap you or whatever with his little paw and whatnot. So I thought, okay, well, this is probably one of the things that if I have to, well, okay, I'll do it. But I wasn't into feeding the wildlife as they are. But I thought I will pay more attention to the things that come. Having said that, I don't know about anybody else, but does anybody else have feral cats that will find you from nowhere? Like it seems if I've had one, I've probably had about 5 feral cats in my life, and they last quite a long time because we do make them their little homes on the outside and they're fed to, twice a day. And it's just amazing. And again, I just call it the souls that bring them forward. And to me, they're God's creatures. It's just like somebody that lives in a tent, somebody I would give food to at a food bank. So to me, it's kind of very similar to that. And people think I'm crazy, and I'm like, no, years ago, witches believed that if cat can find you, that's where he's meant to be or she's meant to be. And in the past, a few of my cats, I actually took them in to be serviced at the animal hospital and found homes for them, which was lovely. These 2 that I have right now and a baby, um, I don't see the odds of them getting a home. One of them is very elderly, and I think he would die sooner than later. So I'm not into doing, the saving thing there. But one of the things I make sure is that I do spend playtime with them and um, go out and see them. They have a little radio sometimes I put on just so that they're used to music, a voice, things like that. And it's only battery operated, so I have no problem, and the battery seems to last forever. So that I kind of like. So these are things that I think the universe gives us. And it's like, I know where we can send this critter and shows them the way. Or it could be the fact that their um, in their past lives, they have had somebody that's a spirit for them and passes them over. So I know every time one of mine finally passes and does not come back, it's within 2 weeks, a new one shows up and it's going back again, to loving them, teaching them, and being safe with them so that they know they're loved. So if you have pets that you find show up on your doorstep, um, please be kind. I mean, I think they've come to you for a reason. I've also had one ghost dog, and I've asked around and to see if anybody's had a ghost dog before. And people are like, "What's a ghost dog?" And I'm like, "Well, it comes to your door and it looks at you. It doesn't bark. It has no sound, but it looks through you. It doesn't even look at you. It looks through you." And I've only had one, and I thought it was loose from somebody else's house in the neighborhood. So I went to get a leash or something for it because I was going to keep it for the person. And as soon as I went to the door, it was there, and I turned my head and it was gone, literally gone. So when the mailman came seconds later, I said, "Do you know where that little white and gray dog went to?" And it was about the size of a regular Shih Tzu. And he said, "There was no dog." He said, "I never saw a dog today at all, anywhere." And I said, "Are you sure?" And he said, "Yeah." He goes, "There's been no dog here in your yard." So I said, "Okay." And this was, I will want to say 35 years ago. And I asked around. And I've since asked around, and I've only had maybe two people say they saw the same thing, same color, and they called it a ghost dog. And I don't know if he's there. I mean, dogs mostly are friendly. They want to be your friends. They are your protectors as well. But there hasn't been many people that saw these. So if anybody knows anything about a ghost dog, please let me know in the description down below in the comments. I would love to hear about that. But anyway, I was pretty impressed to see that little dog, but whatever happened, how he got there, I will never know. And I'm not even going to pretend. Okay. So that'll be it for me today. And if you like the video, could you please hit like and subscribe to the channel so that other people can also see and enjoy? And it may answer a few questions for them as well. And if you have any comments, please let me know. Thank you.